Welcome to the Miami Sports Vibes YouTube channel. Quick announcement before we start the video. I just want to let you guys know if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Dolphin season, preseason is right around the corner. I got tons of content coming your way. I will be doing post-game videos about the Dolphins game every Sunday. I will be doing a live stream with a Dolphin fan, Jacoby, who we did the stream last year. We're hopping back on Tuesday nights for that. And then Wednesday, I will be giving my best bets and weekly predictions on the entire NFL slate for the week of. So you'll be having content Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays right here on the YouTube channel. So subscribe if you haven't already. So I want to talk about training camp thus far. We are wrapping up in week 2 of training camp. We got a big week, Dolphin fans, next week, which is the one that I'm really excited about, which is the joint practices. Got joint practices against the Atlanta Falcons on both August 6th and August 7th. That's going to be big for Dolphin fans. That is the date that I'm I can't wait to see the updates for that, because that's where you really get to judge this team. And then obviously on August 15th, you got the joint practice against the Washington Commanders. But for today's video, before we get into that, I want to discuss who are the winners and losers so far in this Miami Dolphins camp. But I want to share with you guys, listen, if there's losers, it's okay. This is what training camp is for. It's for iron to sharpen iron. It's for people to get better, go against your own, your own teammates and kind of push forward. You want to be able to evaluate what is the necessary need for this team, what needs to be improved on, and kind of base it off that line. So don't freak out too much if a player that you like or you're high on is on my losers list. But let me talk about winners first, right? So who is the winner of training camp? By far, in my opinion, it's Jalen Waddle. I think he's had the best camp so far, which is absolutely awesome to see. You guys have probably seen it on another video that I had. He is one of my 3 key players for the Miami Dolphins to be successful, not named Tua or Tyreek. If you haven't checked out that video, check it out. Jalen Waddle is the key to this offense. If he's able to produce another 1,000+ yard season while still being efficient with the touchdowns, like I said, that is going to take pressure off Tyreek. That is going to take pressure off Tua and just open up things. Not to say that Jalen Waddle has had any downside to him, but the availability and just being able to kind of take off, I expected better from him last year, and I think we're on our way to seeing something special. I think he understands it, man. He was going up against Jalen Ramsey. I mean, he got the best of him numerous times. Also, Ramsey got him a couple times too, but that's what happens. When you got the best going against the best, you're only going to get better. So Jalen Waddle, I think, has won training camp so far. Obviously, we'll be able to tell more with the joint practices. Another guy that I think has had a nice little training camp is Chop Robinson, another player on my key players list that I mentioned. He looks fast. He looks explosive. And those are things that you cannot really teach. All right. You can teach, setting the edge and a lot of different tools, which he definitely needs to improve on. But when it comes to speed, when it comes to wanting to learn and willing to learn, Chop Robinson has been exceeding expectations when it comes to that. Listen, he's still raw. All right. Don't get me wrong. He's not ready for week 1 and he's not ready to dominate. I wish he was, but as of right now, no. But he's showing things that you can't teach, which you absolutely love to see if you're a Dolphin fan. Another guy, my third player on my key 3 players list, Jalen Ramsey. He's another guy. Had the orange jersey heading into Saturday's practice, which you absolutely love to see. Jalen Ramsey, they talk about how serious he takes practice. He has done that in training camp. Going up against Jalen Waddle, like I mentioned, Waddle has gotten him, but he's also gotten Waddle a couple times. Jalen Ramsey has been awesome. He led the lead. I mean, he led the team afterwards. They had a little bit of an altercation. He kind of had a good speech. They talked about bringing the team in. That's what you expect from a veteran leader and a leader that has won a Super Bowl in the past already. Ramsey knows what it takes. Ramsey knows what he's talking about, and it's nice to see that. Jordan Poyer, another guy who comes straight from Buffalo, he's made an impact on this training camp so far. Absolutely love to see that. He did get an interception throughout the week. They've posted the clip on the Dolphins social media page. Love that. Ethan Bonner, you hear that name a lot, Dolphin fans. You've heard the name a lot. He has shown some, time to shine. He's embraced the opportunity. So you absolutely love to see that. Tua, my man, obviously contract extension out the window. Don't got to worry about that no more. He picked up an orange jersey this week in training camp, which you love to see. There are plays that you probably want him to improve on. There's a lot of scenarios where the offensive line, which we'll touch on the losers list, where he could possibly get sacked. But he's been using his legs more, and he has been delivering, and he had an orange jersey day. So I give Tua a nice grade on that. Elijah Campbell, he is also another guy that I feel like he has good camps often with the Dolphins, but it's nice to see him doing another good thing. Also, another noteworthy thing, Jalen Phillips has mentioned that he wants to be ready for week 1 of the season. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'd rather be on the cautious side of things because Jalen Phillips is key to us being really, really successful and going up to win a championship. I would play it super safe with Jalen Phillips, but he thinks he's going to be ready to go. He wants to be ready to go, and he is doing these sprints that, I mean, I've read reports saying that he might be maybe a couple days or a couple weeks away from actually practicing, and that is crazy. I mean, coming off that injury that happened in a Black Friday, I mean, not even that long, not even a full calendar year, and the way he looks right now, he's just beating that timeline, which you absolutely love to see. I'd be a little bit more cautious if I was the Dolphins when it comes to Jalen Phillips because he's so key, but it's nice to see him sprinting. It's nice to see him saying that he's ready to participate. Listen, my losers list, it's kind of in bulk here, all right? Snapping issues with the offensive line, all right? Why can't we ever get a center that can snap the ball? We bring in a guy in that has had reputation of solid snapping, but pretty much raw in a lot of other areas. Comes here, can't snap. I don't understand what it is with the Miami Dolphins and their offensive line, but it just doesn't matter who's in, who's out. It's either you can't snap, you're injured, you're drafted high, you trade up high, you become a bust. You can't make the things up when it comes to the Miami Dolphins and the offensive line. Offensive line play. I say this every year. Dolphin fans say it every year. We're pretty much tired of this. Those are the losers of training camp so far. I mean, I just don't understand it. I can't paint a picture. I hope things fix just like I do. Fingers crossed every single time I'm watching a Dolphin game. Dolphin fans, you're not alone. Offensive line, please protect Tua. Do your job. I mean, damn, there's no fixing it. You can select a high pick, they might suck. You can go sign one in free agency, and they might suck. You can sign another one, and then he's hurt half the season. You can't win. It's just incredible, man. But the losers of training camp so far is the offensive line. I think they're a whole unit. I count them as one. All right. I'm not going to give flowers to one guy and not the other. They have to be able to just play together and kind of protect Tua. And I think they're failing to do so far. The snapping thing is an issue. Isaiah Wynn not being in playing shape, that's going to be a question mark. Teron Armstead is not in playing shape. That's another question mark. How many games is he going to play? We know when Teron Armstead is out there, the dude is a beast, and he has not played a full season in his career. We already expect him to miss time, but how long? And when are you going to get to playing shape? That remains to be a concern. You've heard Robert Jones' name out there. He's been doing pretty solid, which you absolutely love to hear. But then Liam Eichenberg, man, I mean, this is a guy who you traded up for, picked so early in the draft. When are you going to do something? This is your opportunity. Like, what? This is, if anything, this is the most motivated that Liam should be. But then again, you just never know how it's going to turn off. Also, flags and penalties. I mean, they got refs into the practices. Apparently, there has been a lot of penalties, false starts, offsides. That is a mess. Hopefully, the coaching staff cleans that up. I want to see what veterans like Calais Campbell does. I'm not really hearing his name much. I wonder what's going on there. Then again, he is really up there in age. Maybe they're kind of playing it easy with him. But, guys, all this is just through 2 weeks. I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to use this time wisely. And then keep an eye on the joint practices coming next week. That is when you're really going to see where we stand as a unit. And that's where you're going to be able to judge things. Because remember, a lot of these players, when it comes to preseason games, they don't give it their all right? But the joint practices, that's where the egos come out. And that's where the real stuff comes out. So pay close attention to the people I mentioned on the winners and losers next week, because that's what I'm looking forward to in the joint practices. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you agree with my list. And let me know if you have your own winners and losers. Chime in below on the comment box, and I will catch you guys next week.